Meet the Mets, the new owner of baseball here in town, making its mark on Central New York. Good evening, I'm Nico Tamurian, live in the Carrier Dome. What a moment. Fans here doing a double take, seeing baseball played in a stadium that we know is so famous for football, for basketball, maybe even lacrosse, but definitely never baseball. It's all part of a goodwill gesture from the Mets, starting a new era of baseball here in Syracuse. And really, anywhere you looked, it was just so surreal to see the Mets here in the Loud House. And among those moments, Noah Syndergaard under fire with Central New Yorkers last week for saying he didn't want to make this trip. He was probably, when it got started, the most active Met out there. Nobody in the Dome will ever forget seeing Syndergaard do a lap around the Loud House with a Syracuse orange flag. Now, Noah did not talk with the media after the game, but his teammates say, and his manager Mickey Callaway, the displeasure was more about the trip, not about Syracuse specifically. It was all about that schedule with opening day coming up on Thursday in Washington.
That's Noah. He's great. I think that he understands how special this was to all the fans, and he wanted to do something special for the guys. No, I didn't have to. He understands that that we're here for the fans' sake, and that's one thing about Noah is he's always going to be there for the fans. There's no doubt about it.
We all have our own opinions, and we're allowed to express them. But I was excited to get here, and I think it turned out really well, and I think Noah embraced it.
Now, scenes like this repeated all over the Carrier Dome Tuesday afternoon. How about Robinson Cano, so famous in New York State, meeting fans, signing autographs. The Mets calling this, quote, New Yorkers rooting for New York. And there are practical purposes on this trip, too. The Mets, remember, their AAA team used to be in Las Vegas, making spot call-ups of pitchers or prospects almost impossible. Now, in a jam, the Mets can call up a player with just a 1-hour flight. It's something that all levels of the Mets organization are so excited to enjoy.
Oh, it was awesome. Like I said, we didn't know what to expect. So just to see how many people came out, it was definitely a great feeling. And, they filled us with a lot of energy, and we felt it.
There's going to be an energy here, and I think New York fans are going to be here cheering on their team, and that's going to kind of simulate as much as we possibly can what it's going to be like in Citi Field when they come there and cheer for these guys as well.
Obviously, this new era is so exciting here in Syracuse. We have Matt Hauswirth with us now because another huge story here today with the Mets involved the one guy who was not here.
Yeah, and that was Jacob deGrom, Nico. He just got paid a whole lot of money. Yeah. And it was actually the whole reason he wasn't here today, because he had to pass a physical for that new deal to cement that new deal between he and the front office. deGrom agreed to a 5-year, $137.5 million deal to remain the ace of the Mets pitching staff for years to come. SNY, the first to report that deal. He will be the opening day starter this Thursday when New York travels to Washington to meet the Nationals. Players and coaches certainly pleased to lock up deGrom, keeping him in the Big Apple for years to come.
Yeah, no, I actually only found out this morning, so I was really excited that we could kind of put that behind us. Obviously happy for Jake and what it means for him. We definitely want to have Jake around as long as we can, but I'm definitely glad that we can put it behind us.
It's something that is business side of things and was never a distraction to us on the field, and it still remains just what it is, and it's a baseball decision between the front office and the ownership and Jacob, and he's done a great job of going out there this spring and preparing himself for opening day.
And I'll tell you what, when you earn a contract that big, you probably won't see him playing with the Syracuse Mets unless he gets hurt and is on a rehab site.
And the Mets hoping that doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And we already heard so much from Mickey Callaway today. He had so many great things to say about Syracuse, but he said how cool it was to be here in a stadium like the Carrier Dome that is the center of town. There's another name we didn't mention, but you will see him at the Syracuse Mets opening day next Thursday. That would be Tim Tebow. He wasn't here because he's on the Syracuse Mets, but we'll see plenty of him in Syracuse going forward. So for Matt Hauswirth, I'm Nico Tamurian. Michael, back to you in studio.
Thank you, guys. Coming up on CBS 5 News at